Good evening. What's shaking, people? It's actually really good to be here with you, practicing with you. Welcome to quarantine day. I don't know what day it is, but it's session 12. It's awesome to be doing this for you. I've heard from so many people that you love having, this community of movement. So I'm super glad you're here with us, with me. Let me just check in that this is working today, because last day, can you tell I'm tired? Okay, because yesterday I read something on Facebook that lives weren't working for many people. So I'll just give it like another minute. So today we are diffusing some heavy hitters, which are frankincense and melissa. Okay, frankincense and melissa. And these are two really, really potent essential oils. And I chose them today because we're going to work a little bit on the third eye. And that's the energy of seeing, right, beauty and seeing, just seeing clearly, right? We talked earlier today about voicing our truth and keeping integrity. And a practice that can help with third eye opening is seeing, like literally seeking beauty in the day. So an exercise that you might do is when you go into the woods, for example, and you see something beautiful, like a flower, or you just see a ray of sun shining down. You might just stand there. It's kind of like a meditation, right? You might stand there and just look at the beauty and really take it in. So instead of just passing by, you might just open your eyes, take in the light, the scene, the shape of whatever you're looking at. And then practice taking that image and closing your eyes and seeing the same thing. And you can actually open your eyes a bunch of different times, and then close it and keep trying to look at that scene, that flower, that sunlight. And so we can do this when we look at art too, because it's a way for our eyes to really just like take in what we're looking at and try to bring it to memory. So a couple of reasons why I'm diffusing these two oils are, number one, frankincense really helps with memory. So remember that the essential oils are literally going through your olfactory system right up into your limbic brain. And this is where cognitive function happens, memory, right? And so this oil is very good at helping with memory. It's made up chemically, chemically composition of sesquiterpenes instead of terpenes. And all that means is that it's like a more complicated oil, chemically speaking, right? Naturally occurring, chemically speaking. And then the melissa is another word for lemon balm. And lemon balm is an oil that is just super opening for exactly what we're talking about tonight. So if you study the emotional kind of sense of what happens to the energy when we use this oil, it really helps to just, like I said, kind of wash away that spiritual darkness. Okay, so this is something I actually will put right on my third eye. I'll take a drip and I'll put it straight on the middle of my forehead, or like right in the middle of my third eye before I meditate. Okay, so the lemony smell, which is actually not a tree at all. It's not a fruit. It's actually more like, it comes from the mint family. Lemon balm is from the mint family. And then the tree of frankincense is what we're doing tonight. So go ahead and come to your comfy seat. We are, if all goes well, we're going to use the strap tonight. So use your scarf or any kind of strap, okay? We also are probably at the end going to use a bolster if you have it, or like 2 pillows or a body pillow, or I would get a couple blankets and just fold them up the long way, okay? Put that over there. So go ahead and come to your comfy seat. And remind me in my next life, anyone who's going through this, to not have a quarantine and be a single mom and start a business all at the same time. All right, so give me some love if you're in any one or all of those categories. Go ahead and comment below after the class how you're doing on this. I don't know what day it is in quarantine, but it's session 12 in yoga. So go ahead and come to your comfy seat. And go ahead and take a big exhale out the mouth. You can even let the tongue come out, right? Take a big inhale into the belly. Let the tongue come out as you exhale out the mouth. Okay, so as you roll your shoulders back, right? And if you have any essential oil that feels like it's grounding to you, that it's opening to you, you can use it. If not, just go ahead and breathe in deeply tonight. I want you to breathe into the belly. Let that breath come all the way into the belly and then start rolling up through your lungs. If you're diffusing frankincense or Melissa or both, right, really let that come deep into the nose, up into the sinuses. And then as you inhale, go ahead and open the eyes. So you're going to look at the video if you can, but otherwise we're just going to listen closely to my words. We're actually going to do eye exercises today. Okay, so what we're going to do is the first thing is you're going to look up completely, right? But we're going to keep our head totally straight. So as you root down through the sit bones and relax your shoulders and lift up through the head, you're going to look up completely. And then you're going to exhale very slowly, like don't try not to look at anything. You're just going to exhale the eyes down completely. And then inhale all the way up. Okay, exhale all the way down. And keep doing this as I explain what this is doing and why we're doing it. Okay, inhale all the way up. We're going to do it like five or so times. We stare at screens a lot, right? Especially in this day and age. We don't go outside for as much as we're inside. And so when we're inside, not only are we looking at screens, but we're also looking short distances, right? We're looking at walls. And so back in the day, or anytime that you get to go on hikes and whatnot, you are looking far, right? You're looking at the distance, you're looking at where you're going. And this actually helps to train the eyes, okay? Exhale, come back to center. We're going to do it left and right. So go left all the way. And again, try not to look at things like stay on one thing. You're just going to exhale all the way to the right. Inhale to the center, all the way to the left. So go ahead and continue this, right? And so this is a way just to start to train your eyes a little bit. And this will help to get you tired as well, right? Train your eyes, get them strengthened, right? Internally, all the muscles inside that hold your eyes together. The other thing that I do with frankincense is I'll actually put it on my temples. And what this does, as we know, as I've talked about if you're in my Oil This by Jenny group, okay, a couple more times, is it actually, the oils can penetrate the skin and they can penetrate that fat layer beneath the skin. right? Because oils and fat, they penetrate the cells, and then they go right back behind the retina. As you inhale, come to center. Now what we're going to do is draw big circles with our eyes, right? So we're going to start on the right side, and we're going to draw a big circle, but make sure you can keep your head still, right? We have a big tendency to move our head while we're doing this. And try to do it slower. I know you're going fast, because most people do. Okay, and then exhale, come through the other side. All the way back the other way. So you're doing about 5 on each side. Okay, should be finished up just about now. And then from here, you're going to look up to the top left and look down to the bottom right. And then we're going to switch, look up to the top right, look down to the bottom left. Okay, so go ahead, top left, bottom right. Actually, let's do this side 5 times. Top left, bottom right. Top left, bottom right. 2 more, top left, bottom right. Keeping the head still, top left, bottom right. Top left, bottom right. Go ahead, top right, bottom left, top right, bottom left, top right. I bet you've never done this to your eyes before. Sometimes I've done this with staring at a candle. Go ahead, come to center. I want you to rub your hands together nice and briskly. Okay, create some heat, create some friction. And then go ahead and lay those hands either on your face or hover them over your eyes. Just feel that heat for a moment. Good. And then start to open the eyes within the closed hands. Sorry if you can't hear me. I'm like talking to you with muffled mouth here. And then release that. Go ahead, shake out the hand. Awesome. Okay, so from here, we're going to take off the socks. Oops, just fling them behind you. And then go ahead and roll over to your hands and knees. Awesome. Okay, so from here, we're just going to go right up into a down dog. Okay, and of course, if you ever need to modify, you're just coming into child's, right? But just see if you can create that strength in your down dog tonight. So go ahead and plant the hands. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, and just walk it out here. So really walk it out. Bend one knee strongly. Bend the other knee. Okay, you're going to take some time here. Really reach down through the fingertips and through the knuckles. Bend one knee, right? So you can really stretch through the calf of that other leg. Exhale. Good. And then inhale. Come and drop your knees with me. Okay. Now we've done cat and cow a bunch this week, but what I want you to do here is inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, and really kind of, you can even close the eyes and reach through that third eye, that space right between the forehead, maybe a little up. And then exhale, arch the back, drop your head a ton. Take it nice and slow. Inhale, lift. Lengthen the heart, lengthen that third eye space, that forehead forward. Exhale, arch your back and really drop the head. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart. Do 3 more. This is the third. Exhale. Go ahead and get that breath into it, into the belly. Inhale. Exhale, release the head. Awesome. As you inhale now, okay, we're going to open the hips a little before we get moving. So from here, as you plant the hands, you're going to plant that right knee down. Okay, you're going to open that left knee up and out. Kick it back. So inhale, open it to the side, kick it back. Keep going here. Open it to the side, kick it back. 2 more this side. Doesn't matter which way you opened up the leg. Okay, you're just going to come back the other way. So go ahead and bend the knee, or whichever way you didn't do, open it to the side. Kick it out. and 3, and 2. Exhale, release that. Go ahead, shake side to side. Twist it side to side. Go ahead, plant that left knee. Bring that right foot behind you. Inhale, or whichever way. All right, we're going to do it either way. So either bring it out to the side or bring it behind you first. 2 more here. Good. And then as you inhale, bring it the other way. Good. And 2. And 1. Good. From here, down dog it once again. Really spread those fingers evenly. Okay? And then all your weight goes into the knuckles and hips. But then once your hips, knuckles and fingertips, but once your hips are back, you're really going to try to lift through the belly, okay? Lift through the pelvic floor. That means all those muscles at the bottom of the pelvis, we lift them up, lift through the belly, and then come on the balls of your feet and shoot those hips way back. So now the weight is actually coming up, and it's into the hips. The hips is where the focal point of this pose is. Inhale. Good. And as you exhale, let's drop the knees again. Let's glide forward into high plank. Keep the elbows in as you lower down. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the belly, lift the knees, and then exhale back to down dog or to child's pose, okay? So stay here 5 more breaths, or you can always come to puppy, which is bring the fingers forward, the hands forward, and drop the head. If your head is down, go ahead and roll it side to side. And as you're in down dog or you're rolling side to side in puppy or child, I want you to say this affirmation. I see the beauty in all things, and I am on the path toward my purpose. I see the beauty in all things, and I'm on the path toward my purpose. 1 more breath with the head down or in down dog. And then as you inhale, those in down dog, you can look up, step, hop, or jump all the way forward. If you're modifying, you can come up, roll up onto your shins, step 1 foot forward, step the other foot forward, or you can hold on to a prop, right? A chair or the blocks. Come up all the way. Root down, okay? Lift and lengthen, those who are in forward fold, and then lift all the way up. Okay, root down to lift up. Exhale, bring the hands back to the heart. Just going to lift this up 1 moment. Okay. So as you root down, right, you're going to lift all the way up. Inhale. Exhale. Release. As we bring our hands to our hip, okay, we're going to step that left foot back. So go ahead and step it back. Just 1, like maybe 2 feet. And 1.5 feet, 2 feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, you're going to make sure those hips are square, right hip back. Inhale the heart. Exhale, halfway down. Okay, so you can grab a chair here. You can grab your blocks if you have blocks or boxes or Tupperware. Grab those. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Reach that right hip back. Good for 3. More breaths. And 2. Good. Inhale, start to lift and lengthen the heart. Now, as you exhale, you might go further. You might start to drop even further. Some of you will go forehead all the way down. But you might just lift and lengthen some more, right? So maybe that chair is helpful. Maybe you're on the top of the chair. Reach that right hip back. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 2 more breaths here, right? We're just really staying a bit longer so we can breathe into the belly, start the blood flowing, right? I like to hold poses long if we didn't do like a flow warm-up. 2 more. Good. Now from here, those of you who are all the way down, forward folding, start to come up halfway again. Your hand can be on the mat. It can be on a block. It can be on a chair. The right thumb is going to come into the hip crease on the right side. You start to turn open the right shoulder, and then you can stay here, or you can open all the way up to the ceiling. Good. For 3 more. So it's a little twist, Parsvatanasana twist. And 2. As you inhale, Come all the way back down. Go ahead and plant the hand, step back to down dog, or you can modify and drop the back knee. Okay, come back to down dog that way. Root down through the hand. Inhale those hips up and back. Okay, stay here. For those of you who want to stay here, or if you're tired here, just drop the knees. Otherwise, you can glide forward, high plank. You can drop the knees here. Untuck the toes, lower down. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Okay, those from down dog, you can step forward or hop or float to the top of the mat. Once you're there, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, fold. The rest of us are going to modify. You can drop the knees, roll up, hands to hips. Use the props or step one foot, step the other foot. Root down to lift all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, right down through heart center. Once again, inhale, lift it up. Lift the belly, lift the pelvic floor. As you exhale, release the hands to the hips. Step that, which one did we do? Right foot back, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet, okay? Start to wrap that right hip forward. So we're just kind of wrapping it forward to make sure that the hips are square, that the toes are facing forward, okay? We're not opening the toes out to the side. It's square hip here. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, halfway down. Good. You can just stay here and hold the hands to the hips, okay? If you need to hop that back foot in a little, go for it. The feet are straight here. The legs are straight. Inhale. And if you need the support, of course, grab a chair or your blocks or your Tupperware. Wrap that right hip forward. Good. So 3 more breaths here. And 2. As you inhale, lift the heart a little bit. Some of you are going to exhale, fold all the way down so the forehead goes all the way to the knee. Those of us who need more support, again, grab the support. Grab your chair or grab the blocks or props and inhale. Come a little bit straighter. Keep wrapping that right hip forward. Keep wrapping the left hip back. So it's a nice, strong pose. It's called Parvottanasana, the intense stretch of the West. And then from here, those who are all the way down, lift up again, halfway. You're going to bring your hand to the floor or a block or right hand to the chair. Your left thumb comes in the hip crease and starts to open. It can stay there. You can come on the back with that hand, or you can lift the hand all the way up. Good. Okay, whichever feels good to you. 3. Nice. And 2. As you inhale, come back to center. Okay, go ahead here, plant the hands, step back to down dog, or if you're modifying, drop the knees, come all the way back, tuck the toes, lift all the way up. Good. So from here, right, we already opened the hips a little from the knee down, so you can do that again if you'd like to modify, or we're going to bring that right foot up behind us like we're stepping on the wall and just open the hips here, open through the heel, right, open that. The hip flexors, try to keep your shoulders square. 3 and 2. Good. Inhale, release, and then we're just going to go right up to that other side. So bend that knee, open up. Okay, if you're on your hands and knees, that's fine. 3 and 2. Good. Inhale, back to center. Go ahead, find your walk all the way to the front, or if you're modifying, drop the knees. Good, you're going to walk one foot up and the other foot up. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into a standing series. Okay, so it's going to be from an eagle into actually like a standing Salambhasana, and then back to crescent. So I'll show you what that means. I'll show you first before we get into it. I'll walk you through it. We're going to bring a foot around us. Okay, and if you need more balance, you're just going to wrap that toe around and stay here. Okay, if you bring the right foot on top, you're going to bring the left arm on top and hug, and that can be your modification. If you want to go a little deeper, you actually wrap the foot around so you balance on one foot, and then release the hands together and lift the arms. From here, we're just going to open and then step it back to crescent. Okay, I'll walk you through. So bring your weight over to the left side. Okay, remember we'll do modifications on this, so stay with me. Bring your weight over to the left side, And then start to wrap your right knee over. So this is called eagle pose. And you can just stay right here. Okay? And this is your balance. And if your right knee is over, you're going to wrap your left hand on top. And you can just hug your shoulders, and that's where you stay. If you want to go deeper, you wrap your toes around you. Go ahead, hug the palms together. Lift and lengthen. Stay here. Find a gaze point. Keep breathing. Start to breathe and into that one gaze point that's called a drishti gaze. 3 and 2. Now, as we release it, you can drop the toe if you need to. But some of us are going to stay balancing, and we're going to reach that foot back. If you need to drop the foot at all, just drop it and try to, like, once in a while, just hop it forward and check the weight of that leg. Okay? If you want to go into a full warrior 3, those who are more advanced, go for it. We're just going to stay here for a moment. Good. 2 more. As we inhale, right, you're going to bend that front knee. Go ahead, step that back foot back into crescent. That means the back heel is lifted, and you just lift all the way up. So good. Nice. Now, if your butt is sticking out, pull it forward. If your butt tends to go forward, pull it back into straight. If your shoulders are cranky, bring them down, halfway bend at the elbows. Good. From here, we're going to inhale that left hand down to the hip and open that right side. Okay, so we're going to lean toward the left, open that right side for 3 breaths only. And 2. And inhale, just switch it up. So reverse that right hand down, left open. Okay, obviously if this is a lot of balance for you, you can drop that back heel, or you can also drop the back knee. Last one. Inhale all the way up. Good. So from here, bring the hands to your hips. Strong front leg is going to push you back up to standing. You're just going to shake it out. So good. Shake that out. Okay, so the next side we're coming to. So at the top of your mat, bring the weight over into that right side. You're going to bring the left knee over, across rather. And then from here, if the left knee is on top, you're going to hug your shoulders with the right arm on top. Okay, and you can just stay here. Those who want to go deeper, balance. You're going to bring the foot behind you, behind the calf, and start to bring the hands together and lift. Find that gaze point. Really breathe strongly. We're stretching out the upper back here. 3. Lots of stuff going on. Balancing 2. As we inhale, guys, you can drop that foot at any time, or you can keep balancing as you start to reach that foot behind you, palms down to open the heart. Now, again, if you need to step down, just step down. Okay, that's a lot of strength in the front leg. But if you want to do a little challenge, you can start to just bounce up. And those who want to go into a full warrior 3, go for it here. So good. 2 more breaths. And 1. As you bend the front knee, step all the way back into crescent. That back heel is up. Lift and lengthen. And you can stay here. Try to bring that spine into neutral. Notice the back knee. If it bends way in, just kind of push it out, but keep that spine in neutral. And then lift those arms up. Relax the shoulders. 3 more. And 2. As you inhale, bring that right hand to the right hip. Open up that left side. You should feel pretty deep in the front hip flexor there. Right? Keep breathing. 3. And 2. As you inhale, come all the way back to center. And then left hand to hip. Open up for that counter stretch. Good. For 3. Find that drishti gaze point. Stay with it. 2. As you inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Lean forward into that front thigh and come all the way up. Shake that out. Shake that out for a moment. Let me just check the time here. Good. From here, we're going to root down, lift all the way up, nice and slow. Exhale, swan dive. Those who want to go all the way down, forward fold. We're going to lift and lengthen. And then plant the hands, step back to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, all the way back. Inhale. Exhale. You can always push through the hips as you come on the balls of your feet. Lift those heels high, right? Let the shoulders come together as you just drop the head in between the arms. 3 more. You can always drop the knees here. We're coming there in a second. And 2. Good. Inhale, drop the knees. Awesome. Now from here, we're going to glide forward onto our belly. So again, if you can't come onto your belly for whatever reason, this is a unique one, so it really does require belly, but you can just come onto your side, and I'll just show that for a second. So go ahead and I'll show coming onto the belly first. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, lower down. If you can't lower down, you're just going to come to one side, and you're going to practice your balance and your belly balance by bringing hands back, hand on one side, and then when you're ready to go to the second side, just flip onto the back and come that way. Those of us on our belly, we are going to come into Salambhasana, just a couple of variations. So the hands are actually going to come face down underneath our hips, okay? So face down. Hopefully I can talk to you here. Your chin is going to be down, and actually, if you can get your forehead down, it's a little hard for me to get my forehead down, but you can keep the chin down. Let's try this. I can't talk to you that way, but you can try it. Okay, so here, the feet are hips distance, and we're going to look forward. Our forehead is totally down, and you're going to start to lift that left leg up about a foot or a couple inches, whatever you can do, and reach through the toes, right? 3 more. And 2. Good. Inhale that other side. So good. Lifting the right side, or whichever side you didn't do. 3. And 2. Good. Inhale. If you can try to do both together, again, your face is either down or your chin. Just see if it works for you. If this is too much, just go ahead and drop your hands towards your chest. We're gonna go there next. So for Cobra, okay? So from here, again, you can pick it up just a little. You can start to really squeeze the legs together and zip them up. My hips are in my way here. Open up, right? 3. Good. 2. Inhale. Bring them back down. Go ahead and place your hands a little wider than the mat, or half and half, and root down. I want you to lift through the belly. Maybe it's a little cobra. If you want to challenge yourself, really relax the shoulders before you come up. You don't want to wear earrings, right? The shoulders in your ears. You want to relax the shoulders. Bring them back. Now lift into that big full cobra. You can even turn side to side if that feels good for you. A little twist. 3. 2, so stay low if you need to stay low. Exhale, guys. Go ahead and just relax here for a second. I want you to turn your head to one side, bring your hands under your face, and just wiggle the hips. Those subtle little locust moves are really hard work. And then from here, I just want you to turn to the other side, because we're not going to do another thing here right now. So go ahead, turn to the other side. Let the neck go in both directions. You can even bend your knees and bring your windshield wipe your feet. And as you inhale, we're going to come up to hero for a moment. So if you can sit back on your heels just for a second. Now, I want to show you something, and I'm going to use the block. You don't need the block for this at all, but I want to show you just for measuring sake, okay? So you can do this with a book. You can do this just without anything, but I just want to show you for measuring sake. What we're going to do, the other day, we tried to do a headstand prep. It was just a dolphin, right? What we're going to do today is work on the forearms, and it's going to bring our upper back together. So the reason why sometimes we use a block for this is it's a good positioning, right? I know this is actually, my shoulders are somewhat wide for my frame, and so this is an okay position. But what I'm doing is I'm bringing my forearm, my forefinger rather, and my thumb like this. And so what we're going to do is on the mat, we're going to do these down dog hands, but we're going to have them in this nice strength position. So the elbows don't come out, they actually come forward, like down like this, okay? So what we're doing is we're bringing our forearms all the way down, and we're going to try to hold a position somewhat like that, okay? So again, you don't need the block, it's just so I could show you the positioning. Basically, the elbows should be right below the shoulders, and then the hands and fingers point right down from the elbows. So here, and I'm going to push that block away for a moment just so I can feel the mat. You're going to drop, release the head, just make it be nice and loose. Tuck the toes, and then you're going to inhale. I'll show you first. Inhale the hips up and back. And so this could be very strong for you. You might just do 1 second and drop the knees, okay? But what you're going to try to do is really keep the fingers pushing down. So we're going to try it again. Inhale, lift those hips, relax the head so it's an extension of the spine, okay? Good. So for 3 more here, you can drop the knees anytime. And 2, and inhale, release it down. We're just going to hang out here. We're actually going to do 2 more of those, right? To just cultivate some strength. Cultivate some inversion, the blood going in the opposite direction, as it typically does. Now, an advanced practitioner might walk their feet towards their head a little bit. So as you come and lift those hips high like you're in down dog, you just start to walk the toes towards you. And keep that strength in the arms, okay? Now, if some of you are like, Jenny, for real, come down, and you're going to actually come into a plank. You're going to drop all the way, so it's a forearm plank, and you can even keep the knees down, but just find some strength here, okay? So try that for a modification. Otherwise, those who are doing the full dolphin, we're going to do 1 more. So root down, right? Relax the shoulders, lift through the belly, tuck the toes, lift those hips. Start to walk them forward any amount, or stay back. Just see what your body can do. Last 2. Last 1, inhale, exhale, release. So good. You can stay in a child's pose here. You can come into a puppy, drop the head, release the hands forward, or you can come into down dog and do a flow. So my flowers, go for it. Relax here. Good. As you inhale, come on up. You're going to drop the bum and come to seated. Come to seated. Just check the time. Okay. So from here, we're going to roll onto our back. So go ahead and take the strap. I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. Take your strap or scarf. Okay. And here we're gonna try to get some room enough so that we have room on both sides for our legs to go as wide on either side of us. Okay. Excuse me, my phone, I forgot to mute, and it's coming up with all these notifications. So go ahead and bring yourself down. Start to roll back and forth, right? So the knees come in. You're just gonna rock and roll side to side. Back and forth, the hands can come down. Good. And then from here, you're just going to take that scarf and bring the scarf to the ball of the foot. And keep that left knee bent and keep the left toes, or the balls of the foot rather, ball of the foot on the mat. So stay here. And you're just going to kind of wiggle the hips back and forth. So what I'm doing with the scarf is I'm trying to keep the scarf, the foot over the hips, right? But you can just kind of, if you need a little stretch, let it pull forward, okay? So let it kind of, the hips go back and forth here. And as you inhale, right, we're going to start to bring that leg out to the side. And maybe you have to hold on to the upper part of the strap with the left hand to keep that left shoulder down. And the right strap goes out and the foot comes out. Now, some of you are really open in the hips and can come all the way down. Judge for yourself whether that left knee wants to stay lifted or if it wants to extend, okay? And then just try to relax here. You might bring a pillow or bolster or block or something underneath the right calf. And I want you to stay here for 5 full breaths. While you do that, I'm just going to grab my... my charger. Okay, so from here, your foot is out to the right. You're going to use your abs, and you're going to roll it all the way up to straight. Now from here, the other day we did this a little bit, but we only went a little bit. We're actually going to see if we can, if that left leg is straight especially, roll that hip all the way up and the foot comes all the way over. So now the hip actually lifts. Okay, so now it lifts, and now we come into this full twist on the side, and we can look up. We can start to adjust our shoulders flat. We can look to the other side if that's in our practice. Good. 3 more. And 2. Now go ahead, strong abs here, strong leg. Come all the way back up. Inhale. As you exhale, release that. Grab onto that knee and just kind of hug it in a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, release. Good. Both knees can come in. You're going to take that strap. Bring it to the ball of that left foot. And as the right knee bends, you're going to roll the hips left and right. You're just going to kind of rock them left and right. And as you kind of reach the foot forward and back, you'll find that nice stretch, okay? But we want to somewhat keep it in line with the hip. And then as you inhale, you're going to open it to the left, grab the strap in whatever way is helpful to you. Maybe the right hand holds on to the strap way farther at the end, but you want to relax that right shoulder if at all possible. And let that hip open. You can bring a bolster or a blanket or pillow underneath the calf or the thigh here. Good. About 3 more breaths here. And 2. Root down, and then as you lift all the way up, right, kind of start to bring the abs up and in. Good. And then see if you can lengthen that foot out, if you haven't already. That right foot extended out, okay, on the mat. And then that left foot comes up and over to the other side. So now we are opening the hip. Just going to rest it on my books here because they went too far. Okay, rest it. The left hip is up in the air now, or whatever hip you're doing. Finding that little twist for 3 and 2. As you inhale, come all the way back. What you're going to do is release that strap. Bring the knee in, okay, just for a moment. Now you can extend right into Shavasana now, so you can exhale right into it, or you can wiggle a little bit more, come into any other twist, but that should have sufficed for a nice evening ending twist. So when you're ready, inhale, come into that Shavasana shape. Okay, relax your shoulders, relax everything in your body. I want you to take an inhale into the belly and then exhale out the mouth. Feel everything relax. You can even take another breath in and then open the tongue like we did at the beginning. Good. Let everything melt into the mat. Now this is your practice. I'm going to come up in a second and sing you out of this posture. So come with me to do that, or you can just let yourself sink into the mat for the next 10 minutes, which is delightful, and just let my voice be background noise. Letting everything sink. Even still, if you think you're relaxed completely, release a couple more thoughts that come up and see if they're attached to any bodily tightness. A lot of times that's the case in the shoulders, in the jawline, in the upper back, in the hips, in the buttocks. Shrapanjaya Shandaya Niralambhaya Tejase. Deepen the breath. Again, staying there if you like. Or let the exhale bring the knees into the chest and rock side to side as you come over to one side. And stay there with a heavy head as you push up to seated. Let your head be heavy as you roll up, hands together in front of the heart. We'll end together either listening to me or joining in with me, with your family, on one sound of peace, right? Just knowing we're all here as a community, singing together, voicing together, yoga-ing together. Let's inhale. Breathe in. May all beings know peace. May all beings be well. May the light in me shine to the light in each of you. Om Shanti. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me on this day, or session 12 of the quarantine. I did just want to read you one little thing from the Thich Nhat Hanh book on being peace. And this he talks about an oak tree. Okay, so the idea of non-action. Earlier in the week I talked about yoga as action, and how sometimes we have to do things, right, just by doing things, just by serving other people, just by helping. It's yoga in and of itself. Well, this is actually non-action, so they're both a part of the Dharma. And it's not teaching, just being. Okay, so we're thinking about an oak tree. I'm just going to paraphrase it here. An oak tree is an oak tree. That's all it has to do. If it's less than an oak tree, then we're in trouble, right? It's helpful to us just by being there. Every time we look at an oak tree, we have confidence. So during the summer, we sit under it. We feel cool and relaxed. We know if the oak tree is not there, then all the other trees are not there. We'll not have good air to breathe. Okay, we can learn from everything that's around us and everything that's within us. Even if we're not at a meditation center, we can still practice at home, because there is this idea of spirituality present. Everything is preaching this idea of love and benevolence. Each pebble, each leaf, each flower, you can look at it as preaching what we call the Dharma. And I wanted to make sure that you know that, yes, we can help by serving, and yes, we can help by, trying to help other people, but we can also help by trying to be more of who we are. And so during this quarantine, if you have a gift that you'd like to share online, if you share music, or if you share lessons about something with somebody, there's so much value that you have just by being you. So I hope that you know that. I hope that you embody that. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me. Thank you for your donations, again, for what you do online and what you're serving the community, and for your support in my teaching. I thank you guys so much for practicing above all, and have an awesome night. We'll see you tomorrow morning for quarantine yoga. Bye-bye.